You can help create a life worth living. The eighth one, and this is so powerful. It's going to seem so simple, but it's so powerful, is learn to practice humility. Now, humility is not groveling. It's not like, oh, I'm this worthless worm and, I'm this sinner and I have no value. That's not what humility is. Humility is willing to let each moment of your life be new, be brand new. It's to not project the past onto the present. Well, every time we get together, they do this. That's a lack of humility. This time can be different. Every time I'm in a relationship, this happens. Projecting it, that's a lack of humility. Yeah, that might be true, but this time it can be different. And when you open up your possibility, when you open up your perception to allow and to practice humility, not to take things for granted, but to choose and be conscious and to value and to appreciate every moment and to let things change, not to project the past, let people change. I know of, actually right now I have friends, old, childhood friends, and two of them that were best friends for 35 years are now won't talk to each other at all, and they all kept trying to hold each other into the past, and one started to grow and to reach and to stretch spiritually, and the other person kept seeing him as the old him and wouldn't have the humility to look at the changes that this person has made. He kept judging, and I guess he might have felt jealous or guilty or whatever, but that's a lack of humility, is to let things change. Relationships change, and oftentimes they grow apart because of a lack of humility. Well, I don't get it. You're not the same person that you were 35 years ago when I married you. Thank goodness, right? If they still were, then they haven't grown and evolved and followed their destiny. People change, they mature, they grow, and humility allows the space for that to happen and to appreciate it and to respect their differences without being threatened. See, the weak ego, the immature ego can't deal with that. It's like, hey, I thought I knew you. You're different than you used to be. Yeah, I am. Would you like to get to know the new me? Or are you going to hold me in the past with a lack of humility? So this eighth lesson, this eighth secret is learning to practice to have humility. Don't to project. Just because things went a certain way in the past doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. But you can create it that way because you create your own reality. Remember, that was one of the third component. Own your power, that you create your own reality. Or if you're always projecting the past, you're going to create more of it. But if you can have the humility that this time things can be different, and see yourself that just because every diet you started you failed, this time it can be different. That's the humility I'm talking about.